just finally reflect on the fact that it was 4 years ago in the Health and Social Care Act that parity of esteem was enshrined into law, equality for mental health. And we are 4 years down the line, and by anyone's standards, I think it's a pretty low bar to say that at the very least clinical commission groups should be increasing their proportion of spend. Your own figures show that at least a fifth of CCGs aren't achieving that now. I just ask you, in the context of this really important inquiry on how we prevent people from taking their lives, that's what we're discussing here, what more can you and should you be doing to ensure that this money ultimately reaches the places for which it's intended?
Well, I'm afraid I don't agree with the thrust of your argument. If you look at what's happened in the last Parliament, I think there's been very significant progress in improving mental health provision. There's a long way to go, but if you look at talking therapies, for example, 750,000 more people accessing talking therapies every year. If you look at our dementia diagnosis rates, now one of the highest in the world, overall levels of treatment, as we've discussed in the House before, about 1,400 more people accessing mental health services every day. But what we decided at the end of the last Parliament was to take that commitment to parity of esteem, which we take very seriously, and to ask an independent group of experts chaired by Paul Farmer, the Chief Executive of Mind, what he believed sensible progress towards parity of esteem would be during this Parliament. And that's when he came up with his review, and we've accepted his review, we've funded his review, and that means during the course of this Parliament we will be treating, we will end up by treating 1 million more people every year, which I think is a very significant piece of progress. That's not to say that there aren't very important things within it, but part of that progress is to publish the very data which, if I may say, you're using to castigate me, but the reason for publishing that data is precisely because we want to make sure that every part of the country delivers on its commitments.